Okay, so I had an interesting project today. I went ahead and wrapped it up because I didn't know how intensive it would be, and I didn't want to record it because I didn't want to keep moving cameras around. But as many of you know, we had a septic system put in over here for the RV. It's right over there. You can probably see the lid right there. So the septic system was designed so when the RV was parked here, we could have it connected to full connections. I have a clean out right here, and I had another one further back, but there wasn't one that was directly beside the RV. So I went ahead and installed one. I actually used a spare piece of 3-inch PVC that I already had. It was used for a different project, and I dug a hole, found the 3-inch pipe that goes to the septic system, and I bought a rubber 3-way coupler. Thing's pretty cool. And basically what I did was I just cut out 8.5 inches of section right there, plugged one in one side, plugged one in to the other side, and then the part that goes up has a slight curve to help the water flow that way. Put the piece of PVC pipe up. I'm going to cap the top of it off right here. I just need to get I don't really know what it's called, but a threaded clean out top, or the cap. Basically the same thing that's right there, so I can screw the lid on it and also screw the sewer hose that comes off of the RV into it as well. And this is really cool. So now I'm roughly maybe 10 feet from the RV, and I'll be able to get my my sewer tank dumped into the septic tank whenever I need to do that. Very, very cool. Very happy to do this mod. It's been one that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I actually had called the gentleman who put the septic system in, and he could have done it. He's a great guy. His company's awesome. He could have come out here and probably knocked this out in a little while. But I figured I'd try to do it myself, only because now I kind of know what's going on with it, and it's easy for me to maintain. And plus, he's so busy, it's hard to get him out here because he's just backed up with septic work. That said, really, really cool. Packed the dirt in really well around it. I'll let it compress a little bit. I might spray a little water on and then put more pressure around it to just get it compacted in there real well. As soon as I get the top of it, I can cut that off, thread it on, but for now I'm going to use some duct tape and just seal off the top of it. But interesting project. Cost me really about 30 bucks, 25, 30 bucks just for the part. Bought it on Amazon, and took me a total of about 30 minutes to install. Hardest part was cutting the hole, cutting the piece out, and then worming the piece on, which is basically the project, but none of it was really that difficult. It's a little difficult because you got to kind of bend the rubber to get it around the coupling end, or around the end of the PVC on both ends. But a lot easier than trying to splice a piece of plastic PVC in there, because I'm not an expert at that, and I think I would have needed like 2 rubber couplers, one on each side, to make that work. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. Super quick repair, and now I'm ready to connect the RV to it. Well, as soon as I get the top cap and the cover for it. Okay, so next to me are our 2 RVs. We have our Forest River Surveyor. This is a collaboration unit. This is a unit that I'm working with Forest River on. They gave me an absolutely killer deal on this unit so I could show it to you, and I can do whatever upgrades, modifications, and changes I'd like to do to it. It is super well equipped. Definitely check out the videos I've already done on it so you can get a full tour of the inside, the outside, and why the Forest River Surveyor Legend is such a value-oriented RV that gives you tons and tons of really, really great amenities. And then we also have our Coachman Brookstone collaboration unit. So I actually helped design this unit. I worked with Coachman. I didn't charge them anything. You know, it was basically me collaborating with the manufacturer and basically working on a floor plan that I thought would be ideal for a larger family, or at least those looking for a mid-bunk style fifth wheel. And I think we really nailed it with this floor plan. But this specific unit comes with 50 amp service. This unit comes with 30 amp service, even though they were kind enough to equip it with 2 AC units on top, which did make them bump up to a 50 amp connection and 50 amp equipment inside of this to be able to support up to 2 ACs. In reality, we're only ever going to use one. The 2 ACs is more of an experiment, just to see how cold we can get the interior of one of these with 2 ACs and something that's very, very compact. Now, the video today is to really talk about power, because both of these RVs have 50 amp connections on them. The Surveyor comes with a 30 amp connection and really only needs a 30 amp connection in this floor plan because it can only really ever come with 1 AC unit. Okay, so in front of you, you were looking at an incredibly innovative solution, and this is one that I believe a lot of RVers absolutely need. And this is the Softstart plug-and-play system by the folks over at Active Control. This is a plug-and-play Softstart system. What does that mean? Let me show you. So typically, that ladder right there is what you need to climb on top of your RV using to get to your ACs. Then you remove the cover of your AC, you access the power, and you have to wire in a soft start system. And they sell those as well. If you want to hardwire a soft start system into your AC, you can do that. It just requires you getting on top of your RV, accessing your AC units, pulling the covers off of them, and getting into the wiring so you can do that. And I don't think a lot of people want to do that. Now, a lot of people can do that. A lot of people are physically able to do that, but there's a lot of folks who aren't. And you don't really want to pay someone to go up there and do that if you don't need to. And that's really where a system like this comes in really handy, is just the fact that you don't need to get on top of your RV to have an active start, soft start system on your RV. And again, this is going to give you that same functionality in terms of mitigating that surge and allowing your AC to start on a smaller amount of power than it might normally need without having to get on top of the roof of your RV, opening them up and getting into them to wire in a soft start system. I love the fact that this product exists because I personally have thought about installing soft start systems, but then I'm like, you know what, there has to be an easier way to do this. And the folks over at Active Controls with their active start systems have now given you that capability so you don't need to get on top of your RV. Once this cold front passes, we get hotter, warmer weather outside, which we're definitely going to get that because we're in South Texas, and you know, if you don't like the weather right now, just wait 20 minutes and it'll be entirely different weather down here. We're anticipating it's probably going to warm back up to the high 80s and the low 90s, which is going to be more than adequate enough for us to be able to test this out with that Blue Yeti, because that's really the point of it for me. Now, I know a lot of folks with a system like this are going to utilize it to run maybe 2 AC units off of a 30 amp connection, and they even include converters to 20 amp connections. So when you get this, they have the dog bone in here, and the dog bone drops it down from a 50 amp connection to a 20 amp connection, and they also have the same dog bone available from a 30 amp connection to a 20 amp connection. So they're pretty dang confident in what these are capable of doing to be able to power things like air conditioning units inside of RVs off of a smaller amount of available power. Now, the thing that is going to be really special for me is not having shore power. And that's where the Blue Yetis come in. The fact is that you can get the Blue Yeti setup, you can get the main battery plus the auxiliary battery. You're going to spend under $5,000 for that type of a setup. You can get the solar panels probably and several other components and still stay under that price. And you can essentially have a full off-grid power setup for your RV. The problem is, when it's super hot outside, the surge may trip your overload protection on your Blue Yeti and you won't be able to start your AC. But with something like this, it's designed to mitigate that. Now for the Blue Yeti, this is the one that we'll actually be using because this one is specifically designed for a 30 amp connection. We could technically use this one, and we can try because again, they gave us the dog bone and they gave us the 20 amp connection here at the end. So it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what we can do with that Blue Yeti when it comes to running higher wattage, higher amperage appliances in the RV. So this is going to be super cool. They have an amazing reputation. They've been producing products like this for quite a while, including the soft start kits that you install inside of the AC units themselves. Again, I don't really like getting on top of my RV unless I absolutely have to, and that's typically for maintenance, that's typically for cleaning and things like that. I don't really care to crack open the AC units to get into them. I've done videos on it. It's not that I'm afraid to do it. We've replaced AC units on this channel. We've dropped them down, picked new ones up. We've used the excavator to lift them up. We've done all sorts of projects with AC units. But getting into the body of the AC unit to install a soft start isn't something that I really wanted to do. So it's super cool to know that the folks at Active Control have this Active Start product. This is not going to be the only video on this product, but I did feel it was worth going over what this product is capable of, and then we'll do a video following up with it and showing you how this thing actually works. I want to give a big shout out to the folks over at Active Controls for providing this to me for review and evaluation on the channel. It's been a while coming. Definitely been wanting to test this type of equipment out. It's just, of course, you know, the way it works where we get a cold front coming in the day that this stuff arrives. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put a link in the description. This stuff has an absolutely fantastic reputation in the industry, so it's one of those things that is already tried and true. It's just me trying to use it in a little bit different fashion with that Blue Yeti. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.